What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. I wanted to do another film breakdown. This time we're going to concentrate on the defensive side of the football. I already did a film study on the offensive side of the football and their struggles, so if you haven't done so, make sure to go check out that video. But today, like I said, focusing on the defense had a much better performance than the offense. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the tape. On this first rep, we're going to concentrate on Christian Wilkins. Here we got him doing a good job filling in the run gap in front. He's able to get off of his block and bring down the running back for a short gain right here. On this one, we got a linebacker, Robert Spillane, showing blitz pre-snap, and ultimately we end up blitzing him and Diablo, and this allows Robert Spillane to get into the backfield essentially untouched and forces the sack for the Raiders defense early on in the game. Here we got Maxx Crosby off of the edge. He goes untouched, and this was just way too easy for Mad Max. He immediately is able to stuff the run right here. Here we got another sack for the Raiders defense on third down right here. We got Maxx Crosby coming untouched off of this inside stunt. And also Tyree Wilson does a good job getting in the backfield. And he's able to force Justin Herbert to run right into Crosby for his first sack of the season. Here we got another phenomenal play by defensive tackle Christian Wilkins. He is going to get great push off of the line, is able to shed his block. Also, shout out to Adam Butler, does a good job up front as well. But Wilkins is able to make the tackle right here and is able to showcase his great athleticism. Here, top of the screen, we got cornerback Jakorian Bennett. I really like this rep from him. He ends up playing press man-to-man coverage off of the line of scrimmage. The Raiders come with an aggressive blitz, and Jakorian Bennett is able to get into great position defensively, and ultimately he's able to get his hand in there, able to force this into an incomplete pass. He's able to jar the ball loose. And this is just great coverage right here and great ball skills forcing the interception. And even if he wasn't able to get his hand in there, this was still great coverage from him. And it would have been a very difficult catch for the Chargers wide receiver to come down with. But great play right here from the young cornerback. Here we got the Chargers backed up on a 2nd and 18 situation, and the Raiders are going to go man-to-man coverage, and they're going to target slot cornerback Nate Hobbs going against Ladd McConkey. And right here it's just great coverage by Nate Hobbs. He's able to close down on the route and ultimately break up this pass, forcing another incomplete pass for this Raiders defense. Great play right here. Focusing on Christian Wilkins once again, and this is another great play against the run where we can see him and Adam Butler. They do a great job on their individual assignments. Adam Butler is able to close down the running lane for J.K. Dobbins and forces him to slow down, trying to find a hole backside, trying to find an opening, but then Christian Wilkins and Maxx Crosby are there immediately to bring him down. Good stuff right here. Here the Chargers fail to pick up Maxx Crosby on this inside stunt, and this forces Justin Herbert to just barely get this pass off while taking a big hit on third down, and the Raiders yet again were able to force a punt and get off the football field. Now here the Raiders get away with one as Justin Herbert makes the right decision to throw this. And this very well could have been a touchdown, but he throws it behind his receiver, which ultimately leads to an incomplete pass. But if he would have been able to hit him in stride, hit him in the correct shoulder, this very likely could have been a touchdown. Now, right here, 3rd and goal, and this is the drive after the turnover from Gardner Minshew, where the Chargers had the ball in great field position, but the Raiders show good zone coverage. Nothing is open down the field, and they ultimately forced Justin Herbert to dump it underneath, and this was just a huge goal line stand by this defense, keeping us in the ball game despite great field position for the Chargers. So overall, this was a great series for this defense, forcing them to just kick a field goal and not get the touchdown. Here we got zone coverage for the Raiders, and the Chargers are going to run a drag route. And I think the coverage is good here. I like the play design. I like the play call, but right here, linebacker Divine Deablo just has to make this tackle. If he's able to make this tackle, this is like a 5-yard gain. But with him missing this, it turns into a 15-yard gain and a first down. But ultimately, I like the play call from Patrick Graham. It was good right here. But Divine Deablo has got to make this play. Now here, this is a great individual play by defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, matched up on the young rookie Joe Alt, and he absolutely destroys him on this rep. He's able to just shrug him off completely, gets him down on the turf, and then he's able to make the tackle to stop the run. Absolutely phenomenal play by Christian Wilkins once again in the run game. Here, the Chargers are going to break off a big run, and we can see the massive hole that they are able to generate up front, and the blocker was able to get into the second level almost immediately. Now, Christian Wilkins almost saves the day right here. He almost had himself another phenomenal play. He's able to fight off this block right here. We can see his right arm getting over the guard, and then after that, he's able to get into the backfield, but he just isn't able to wrap up the running back. And after he misses that tackle, it turns into a huge gain for the Chargers offense. And honestly, as soon as I saw him get past the line of scrimmage with blockers in front, I thought this was going to be a touchdown. Luckily, it didn't turn into one, but the Raiders give up a big run on the ground right here. Here, the Raiders are going to send a blitz with linebacker Robert Spillane and linebacker Divine Deablo, and this helps Maxx Crosby go untouched in the backfield. Justin Herbert throws this out as quickly as he can, and he's unable to convert on this corner route. But look, hats off to defensive coordinator Patrick Graham and this defense for disguising the blitz and also being able to scheme Maxx Crosby going untouched in the backfield, and that's a win anytime you can do that. If there wasn't pressure like this from Maxx Crosby, this very well could have been a touchdown for the Chargers, but just great play call on defense right here. Third down here, and the Raiders are going to go with a cover 2 zone look, and Justin Herbert is going to try to fit this in between Jack Jones and safety Trayvon Merrick on this corner route, but the ball is thrown off target. Herbert throws it to the wrong shoulder, and Trayvon Merrick has a great opportunity to come down with an interception with a turnover right here. He's unable to come down the catch. And really, this was the one thing I was missing from this Raiders defense. Overall, they played pretty good, but the way this game was going, the way the offense was struggling, we were only going to win this game if this defense was able to get turnovers. And we weren't able to do that. But this is another great play call by Patrick Graham. But Trayvon Merrick has got to come down with the catch right here. That could have been a huge momentum shifter in our favor. Here, the Chargers are going to motion the wide receiver into the backfield, and they do a good job selling some type of quick screen to him. And it looks like safety Marcus Epps falls for this. We can kind of see here, he's just very locked in, keeping his eyes in the backfield, anticipating that quick throw, almost as if he's going to get ready to come downhill and make the tackle immediately. And the Chargers tight end also does a good job selling this, almost as if he's gonna try to block right here, but he's able to get behind Marcus Epps, and Herbert hits him for a big gain right here. Now this is early in the fourth quarter, and we got Divine Deablo who gets up on the line of scrimmage, and he's just way off sides right here. This was a free play for the Chargers, and ultimately, Divine Deablo also over pursues on here, getting way too close to the line of scrimmage, which results in him not being able to make the tackle, and this turns into a big touchdown for the Chargers late in the ball game. So essentially, you got two different mistakes from Divine Deablo right here, the offsides, and he wasn't able to make the tackle. In this next play we're going to analyze, this was essentially the final nail in the coffin for the Raiders in this game. Late in the fourth quarter, and the Chargers are able to break off another huge run to seal a game. This is an I formation for the LA Chargers, and we got Adam Butler and Janarius Robinson on the left hand side. They get dominated in this rep, and you're able to see how the Chargers are able to open up a huge hole for J.K. Dobbins to run through. He's able to hit that. It also seems like the safeties may have been playing a little bit too high up to the line of scrimmage. They're unable to recover on this. And the Raiders defense at this point was exhausted. They were on the field a lot, but at the same time, there is no excuse. This was a huge situation in the game. We needed a stop. They weren't able to get it. So moving forward, I think this Raiders defense has to limit these big plays on the ground. And the last play right here, we got Trayvon Merrick and Marcus Epps. They just missed tackles on this underneath throw to the Chargers wide receiver, and he's able to walk into the end zone. But look, at this point, the game was over. And honestly, I'm not even sure. They may have just done this intentionally. They may have just let him walk into the end zone, because if they didn't, they were probably just going to completely run the clock out. But either way, if they would have made the tackle, or if he scores, either way, the game was over. The Raiders were going to need a miracle at this stage of the game to come back. So overall, Raider Nation, I think the bright spot for this team week 1 was definitely the defense. There's a lot of players that look good out there. Christian Wilkins looked very good in the run game. Jacorian Bennett, Jack Jones, Nate Hobbs, they look good out there as well. And overall, this defense did their job. They got stops after stops. They were able to hold the Los Angeles Chargers to 3 field goals throughout 3 full quarters. In today's modern day NFL, you really can't ask for much better than that. But unfortunately for us, our offense was even worse. We were only able to put up 7 points through 3 full quarters, which made things very difficult down the stretch for this defense. This defense, in my opinion, could be a unit that could be super dangerous if this offense could manage and find a way to get off to fast starts, be able to get a little lead. That way you can get this defense into more obvious passing situations, but the Raiders weren't able to do that. And I think ideally this defense, they needed to generate a turnover, and they were unable to do so. The way this offense was looking, we needed some type of fumble recovery or a pick six, and just essentially be able to steal a possession. We also gave up some big runs, so those are the 2 knocks I have for this defense. No turnovers, and you can't give up big runs like that. We're gonna have to clean that up. But overall, the defense looked good. And unfortunately for the Raiders, though, is the fact that we're not at full strength. And we're not going to really be at full strength for a little while, as it does seem like defensive end Malcolm Koonce will not be back soon. He will miss the next 3 weeks at minimum. And also we got Tyree Wilson, who got hurt. There's no exact timeline on when we expect him to be out. So the Raiders went ahead and signed a free agent defensive end, K'Lavon Chaisson, defensive end, former first-round pick, for much needed depth. And he's an interesting player. He definitely has some talent. He's a former first-round pick. It's a low-risk, potentially high-reward type of signing, but there's no doubt that he's going to have some big shoes to fill from the production that we got and expected from Malcolm Koonce this season. Malcolm Koonce breaking out last season, I really thought changed this defense, and I think we were definitely missing that last week. So we're going to need to find a way to get another pass rusher on the opposite side of Maxx Crosby for this defense to reach its ultimate potential. Ultimately, I like what I saw from this defense. I like the play calling from Patrick Graham. And I think just this defensive unit, they're going to have to carry this team in order for us to win a lot of football games. And that will be tough without Malcolm Koonce, and it will be tough without being able to generate turnovers. So moving forward, I want to see if they can get their first turnover of the season next week. And speaking of next week, the Raiders will be on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to be a huge test for this defense. The Ravens look like a much more competitive unit, so it's going to be a huge opportunity for this Raiders defense, and it's going to be a huge opportunity to see how they fare out against a team that is known and characterized for being able to run the football effectively. They're going to go against a premier running back in Derrick Henry, and going against Lamar Jackson, who is easily the most dynamic, most athletic quarterback in the entire National Football League. He ran for over 100 yards on the Kansas City Chiefs defense, so that's going to be a tall task for this Raiders defense. We'll just have to see how it all plays out next week. But overall, I thought this defense played pretty good week 1. There's still room for improvement. There's no doubt about that. But Raider Nation, I definitely want to get your guys' feedback in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think of the defense. Which players stood out to you? And in what areas do you think we need to improve on moving forward? Let me know in that comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel and you guys love Raiders related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.